the Technivore proudly presents the Phil B Podcast, starring Phil Bojwane.
Even whilst practicing social distancing and running away from coughing and sneezing, this virus brings a madman like me much joy to see the suffering within the confines of space. People have become a slave for space. I always had it because I created boundaries to it. Coronavirus or not, the marriage I have is only dictated by the term coronavirus because it's tested our marriage to see if we as human beings can survive the test of time. Time is never of the essence when you control absolutely nothing but your own attitude in life. So as the isolation days keep going, yes, on a side note, my wife still thinks Hitler is alive and living in Argentina, and that coronavirus has stopped pollution and dinosaurs will be reborn. I told her we don't want that. The Chinese might have them extinct in under a year at the rate of their relic consumption. There is no fixed time. It is all unpredictable. Everything's immediate and everyone's on edge. I get up whenever I want and I bow before no parents like I bow before no man. But I do before my wife. Maniacal tendencies of nature. I have no desire to tell you that everything is as it is because as it is should be because I've never come across a bad consumption as something as it should be. I spent 35 years sitting in one place for the most part. I didn't expect this exciting life to follow me into my marriage. Confined within four walls, staring at four walls, and one happy, sad, crazy, moody, and smiley face, I'm living with a walking emoji. But it may well serve a purpose for my future children. Should the coronavirus not kill me by then? In a time of coronavirus, we've seen families unite and disband as the days go by.
Hey man, yeah, Amit, so I was saying, you know what? I really am quite disappointed where we're going.
You send me TikTok videos daily, just in general. And the thing is that when I sit there and I look at, as in between all the other videos that you send me, and I'm actually watching some of the other clips. Some of the top clips, obviously, mind you,
Yeah.
And they're just such crap. I mean, just sit there and you think, what the hell's going on? I mean, all it literally is, you'll have like one woman just sitting there saying like, oh, you think that I'm actually, you think this is actually my real voice. But let me just tell you something, I'm actually miming right now. And she picks up a crisp and she starts munching the crisp like this. And you're seeing her like,
yeah.
And the voice is still going on. So she's actually doing a very good job of miming, right? Let's just say that's what the whole point of the video is. But what exactly are you going to get from that? The thing is about the whole thing is that what people don't realize about this, whatever it is going on, is a form of psychological torture. So you stay at home, right? One thing, right? They've already got you staying at home, but they say, okay, you can order whatever food you want. You can order from Amazon. You can do this. You can watch Netflix. You can do anything you want, and it's what There's a I was telling you about last time we spoke about this. There was that meme of a picture of some fat guy just sitting on the sofa, and it said 2019 lazy, 2020 responsible adult, right?
Yep.
Basically trying to say staying at home. But here's the thing, man. We're inundated with that throughout. We've been inundated with that from February, March onwards. It's getting to April now, and people are just sitting there saying, you know what? We need to just go. We need to go outside now. We've had enough now. Look, okay, with the exception of today, the weather's been really good. We just want to go outside and get some fresh air, but they're still inundating us with the whole fact of stay at home, stay at home. And what's making it worse is Netflix and all these other things, they're repeating the same shows. How much stuff can you really sit there and watch?
Is that that's what I've noticed with the movie channels. I think Netflix is coming up with new shows, but even then, I don't know what normal person would or want to or can stay at home for that long. So I have friends in America who want to go to the park, they want to go to the beach, they still do it anyway. They go to the beach, they go to the parks, they go for a run because this is normal life. But you did you read that? Did you see that thing about how in Venice now the whole ecosystem down there in the water has resurfaced according to what it should be? So I don't know what this is at this point, but if you want to see it from a positive angle, you want to thank China for what's happened, I can't accept that. So people are going to go on this facade and this front and say, you know what? But on the bright side, Pollution is down. The Chinese have actually done us a favor. The whole ecosystem is back to normal. Honestly, it doesn't do anything for human beings, does it? So
It doesn't do
has
anything
this
for
become
human beings because you're stopping the flow of human life.
yeah, but so has this
Obviously,
become
what you're talking
a
about
battle
Venice.
between human beings and the ecosystem now, and animals or the fish in the sea? Are we going for Finding Nemo Part 3 or Part 4 or
Well, one
whatever?
of the things is all these the green people right now. So obviously the environmentalists, they want to. The thing is, they're going to look at all of this right now with obviously Peter will get involved, and obviously people like Greta Thunberg, right? I actually have nothing against her. Honestly, I get it. Like she's trying to sit there and say that look, we have to be responsible. We have to make sure we're not using so much crap and all this and that. We're not polluting the planet because we have to worry about the future. And I get that. I get that completely. But people don't understand the bigger picture, like we always say. When they say records began, the fact of the matter is, all these records that they talk about when it comes to climate change, their records go back a maximum of about 150 years. How much more do they go back? Maybe 200 years? The history of the world is billions upon billions upon billions of years.
That's right. This is
So there
we're
is a
talking
natural
about humanity
cooling and a
being
heating up of the world.
Yep.
It happened. There's one thing that people don't understand about climate change is the one thing that we cannot actually control. Solar flares. Solar flares and solar activity has more impact on global weather than anything that human beings actually do.
Let
And
me ask you
people
one thing.
forget
Let me
that.
just jump in quickly over there. Do you believe in climate change?
No.
Same. I don't believe in it. Thank God you said
No.
that. I don't believe in it either because it goes back to the same old adage where if you have any common sense, the climate will always it is self-sufficient. It will go back to what it's like. George Carlin said. It's not that he said it that we say it today. It's because it's common sense. Everything, like I said in my previous shows, and it's common sense, basic hygiene, basic manners. If you don't follow these things, of course the world's going to go to pieces.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, look, to say that human beings aren't having an effect on the climate is probably a bit out there to say that no, because we are having an effect. But the climate itself is self-sustaining. It changes itself. It adapts. If evolution exists within ecosystems, within human beings, within animals, evolution also exists within the planet itself. Like you say, it's self-sustaining. It will do what it has to survive.
Absolutely.
My name's Phil B, and you were listening to the Phil B Podcast. Good night, everyone.